with us, but Crazy Glue's the one that interrupted the whole damn thing. So we're back on live. Again, I apologize for everything that's going on. So please log back on to the show. Hope everybody can watch and see what's going on. Again, we apologize because Facebook is jealous again of us and everything. So it is what it is. Maybe the dirty feet was too nasty. I don't know. Maybe that bitch's feet caught the glitch. Or somebody called H&R Block and say, yo, they talking about us again because we're balling. All right. Please log on back onto the show. Hope everybody's watching again. We apologize. So now you get two videos. You get to see two repeats. Okay? Anyway, damn, Evilisa, you're the only one that's watching? Veronica, okay now. Hey, Veronica, how you doing? Everybody that's logged on again, thank you again. Sorry about the glitch. But if you want to catch up, yo, what's up? KK, yo, everybody's coming back. Are they all coming back? They're all coming back. All right? Gorilla Glue commercial. We finally got it, but they cut us off because Crazy Glue got jealous and called the station and said, you guys are talking about our competitors. That's wrong.
That is wrong.
We're the only ones you could buy at Dollar Tree for $1. Fuck that shit. And anyway. Okay, so.
That was probably the chimpanzee glue.
She's your stalker, remember? Okay, I'm back. All right, guys. Check this out. I got a lot of women on here, so there's a lot of moms on here, okay? And the majority of us are Latinos. Okay, so here we go. Name the worst time or the baddest time that your parents had to whip your ass either in public or in the home. What was the worst beating, actually, you've ever had in public by one of your parents or in your house? Can you recall that? If anybody wants to answer on the page, only in the hair. Yes, you don't use Gorilla Glue on your face. I mean, only in your hair. Correct, Lorraine. Does anybody remember the worst whipping they ever got from their parent? If you want to answer in the chat room, you can answer in the chat room. This will be fun because a lot of you ladies that are watching on here, I know, have kicked your kids' ass several times. Okay, so if you ever had, what was name the worst time that your parents had to whip your ass in public or in the house? What was the worst time? Hey, Rhea, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Charles's boss is here. She whips his ass all the time. Okay, my cousin says, why don't you tell us why you got that ass beat? Oh, you want me to go into stories. Okay. I can tell you on several occasions how I got my ass beat. All right? One thing about a Latina mom, they don't give a shit if they hit you in public. They don't give a shit if they do it in front of your friends. They don't give a shit if they do it in front of your schoolmates. If you fucked up and you got your ass whooped in public, then you grew up to be an okay person now. All right? I want to keep it as real as it can be. In public school, yes, in public in Brooklyn at 13th Street and Prospect Park, okay? I was caught smoking cigarettes in the park with my friends and my moms. Oh, my God. And my moms, with my friends, my moms caught me and whipped my ass. That's Lorraine. Jadira says, my mom got a call from my middle school saying I was missing so many days of school. She whipped my ass so back. She whipped my ass so bad. She broke my glasses. She threw a pen at me, hit me with a belt and a chancla, pulled my hair, and she slapped the shit out of me. Your mother didn't whip you. Your mother fucking destroyed you. Okay? She destroyed you. Veronica said, I hid my mother's clothes because she wanted to go out, and I went downstairs to my friend's house, and my mother came and got me and dragged me upstairs by my long hair to the 5th floor. Holy shit. All right.
All right, well, I'll be at your guys' houses for admitting the crime that you just admitted.
Yeah, right? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're going to be having them there.
Your mother's really kicked your asses, man. I don't even want to date y'all. I don't want that lady as a mother-in-law. Are you crazy? She'll kick, nah. I got several stories, and these were the most high impact ones, and it only involved me. It involved my siblings too. One time we were in Home Depot before it was Home Depot. It used to be like Martin Paint. I forgot what other. Right before it became Home Depot, and it was like maybe late 80s, early 90s, around there. And my mother, we had mucho house. My mother wanted to do some planting around the house, Charles, put some plants, some sunflowers or whatever and everything. And we were acting up because we didn't want to be there. We were acting up like, running around the aisles. You can't see me, motherfucker. Running around the house like little Puerto Rican kids do. We're running around the house. This and that, My mother was, if anybody that knows my mother, everybody knows my mother don't fuck around. I give my mother all the salutes in the world, because if it wasn't for her whipping my ass, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I'm going to tell y'all, just behave. She won't kick your ass. Yeah, Lorraine, you know my mother. You know my mother. Cindy, you know my mother. Eva, you know my mother. They don't play. I'm a little parched. This is going to be a good story.
Just a little?
Mm-hmm. This is what happened. My brother really pissed her off. My brother's running around the whole fucking thing. My younger brother, he hit my mother with the shopping cart in the back of her ankle, Charles.
Oh, no. You can't do that.
Okay?
No.
He hit her with the back of the ankle. My mother turned into the beast of all beasts, like Goku. And like her, anybody remember The Last Dragon when he got the Zen and she started glowing like that, okay? My brother, and we were in the section, Charles, where they have plants and flowers and shit, Charles.
Oh, my God.
Okay? For my mother to do the scream that she did, that all the flowers leaned like this, and all the petals were fucking floating out in the air, and my brother turned around, and it was the look of fear, the look of, oh, shit, I'm done, I'm fucked up, she's gonna kill me. My mother picked up a 75-pound bag of soil and buried my brother right there on the floor at Home Depot, Charles. She picked this thing up like she had all the strength in the world, Charles, and broke the bag on my brother, Charles.
Man.
On the floor. That I was so I thought he really got killed. And then you know how you got the salespeople and the white people. Oh, you can't do that. Why you did that? My mother was like, mind your motherfucking business. That's my son. I'll kick his ass wherever the fuck I got to kick his ass. And I'm telling you, my brother is under 75 pounds of dirt. And I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was, Charles, I ran to where I could find the nearest flower that was still surviving. I came back and put it in the dirt like it was a funeral. Okay, like it was a funeral. And then the guy's telling him, yo, you can't do that. You can't do that. My mother was like, fuck you. He's my fucking kid and everything. And I'm just there. And I'm trying not to laugh, Charles.
Shit.
I'm trying not to laugh. You know what I'm saying? I'm holding it in, Charles. Like if I got to take a shit or I got to take a piss, like I'm biting my bottom lip. I'm fucking sweating, Charles. And my brother's still under this dirt. I don't know if he's breathing. All I know is my mother's arguing with the fucking guy. And then to top it off, he pissed her off. She got on the dirt so she could meet at eye level where my brother was buried with her. You know what I'm saying? And she's stomping on the dirt. She's stomping on the dirt, Charles. Okay?
Sure
and then I'm holding,
Charles,
I'm holding it in, Charles. I'm holding it in. I'm holding it in. And all of a sudden it slipped, Charles. It slipped. Mm-hmm. I went like this. And my mother stopped arguing. And her body's facing the guy, Charles. Her head turned around, Charles, while her body's and looked at me. It was like a robot. It came around. What the fuck are you laughing at? And I'm like, I'm not laughing, Mommy, I swear. I was just worrying about the guy. You're about to kick his ass. And my brother, through the whole time, he's putting more dirt on his face because he don't want to be seen. So he's going like this, ladies and gentlemen. He's going like this. Oh, let me just cover my face. This is I want to cover my face. That was one of the worst times ever. Okay, here we go. My cousin says, I was 7 years old was wearing that stupid plastic princess Halloween costume. My mom gave me a curfew to be back by 6 p.m. Okay? And it was 11 p.m. and I was still trick-or-treating. When I knocked at the last house, she said, "Little girl, do you know what time it is?" I ripped the candy out of her hands and started running back home. When I came around the block, my mom was screaming that there were 5 police cars. The whole neighborhood was looking for me. The next thing I know, my mom took the whole bag of candies and beat the shit out of me in front of everyone. Let me ask you this, Veronica.
Shit.
Was she eating the Reese's when she did it? Because I know your mom's. I know she was tough, so I know she was like, wait a minute, before I beat her up, let me get the candies out. You know what I'm saying? My other cousin says that the day my youngest brother cut school and went to hang out, and when the school called the house, he told them he was chilling with my boyfriend. I said I didn't have one. Damn snitch. I got to beat that on my life. Not one family member, but several's hit it. I was like a freaking piñata.
Shit. I only got hit one time. That's it.
Let me
I'm
tell you.
going to tell my age. I'm going to show my age.
Yeah.
I was in school talking mad shit, and my teacher was like, shut up. I was
Yeah.
like, do your work. Mind your business, and I mind mine. She said, oh, so we're going like that? I'm going to call your mother. So I said, well, call her. She ain't going to be home. I'll send a letter. I was like, I'll be watching for the mailman. Whatever you want to do. She said, okay. What about if I go there? I said, no, we won't answer. So this was Friday. So the whole weekend, I didn't want to go outside. I was watching the door. I was like making sure nothing happens. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, she didn't call? No letters? She didn't even come. I'm good. I'm over here Monday morning getting dressed, all happy. Bitch, I opened the door. Guess who's there? My fucking teacher.
Oh, no.
She said, Miss Ridley, I remember her name. She said, where's your mom? I was going to say she left, right? But she was like, get your ass on the... I was like, oh,
Who's at the door? Who's at the door?
Like, who's at the door? And when she told my mom said, oh, see. I was like, okay. And then she was leaving. I was like, I'm going home. I'm going to school with the teacher.
Oh,
she
man.
snatched me inside the thing. That was the last thing I remember. I was in school still crying.
Oh, my God. Let me tell you something. Back, and everybody knows this. When a parent buys, there was 4 of us living in Manhattan and Queens. You know what I'm saying? So my mother bought us the old. I didn't give a shit about the cocotazo. I wanted my fucking candy. I worked so hard for it. That's my cousin. Charles, when we lived in Manhattan, my mother bought us the old school fashion bunk beds. The wooden ones that had all these weird shapes and everything. Yeah. You remember what I'm talking about. If anybody grew up in my era, they know about those old-fashioned wooden bunk beds. They cost a lot of money. These were handmade. And they had the steel bars, Charles. Yep. The steel bars that go across, and you had to put the tablas in the bottom.
I fell from one of those.
Right, with the box spring and the mattress. Okay, here goes the second story. My mother and my father and my family who knows them work very hard to get furniture. There's 4 of us. We're living in an apartment in Manhattan. My mother buys me and my brother a set of old school fashion bunk beds. The brown one, Charles, that has the little sticks in the middle of the thing on the headboard, okay? Yeah, my cousin knows what I'm talking about. They know that bar that goes across, and you had to put the sticks in the bottom and put the box spring and put the thing on there. And it had a ladder, Charles, with 2 silver hooks. You know what I'm saying? So, and then if you slept on the top, because my brother was a little bitch, he used to fall off. It had the wooden bar that went across, Charles. That went across. You know what I'm talking about? Yep. You know what I'm talking about, Charles? You can't fall off the bed, Charles? All right, let me tell you what happened.
I didn't have that one, so I fell because I thought I was big, so I took that bar off.
Yeah.
And I was falling asleep. All you heard was kaboom.
It's the longest fall.
I played it off. I'm all right.
But it's the longest fall of your life, right?
Hell yeah.
When you be sleeping and you turn over and you come down, all you see is like the floor coming to you.
Hell yeah.
Boom. All right, this is what happened. My mother used to keep the plastic on the mattress, Charles, that it came into. This is before they created mattress covers.
Right.
So the mattress would make noise when my brother, that shit must have been a Boricua thing. Yes, definitely. When they turn in the bed, it makes noise. So I'm watching TV, like the way we had it like this, Charles. We had the bunk bed like this. Ladies and gentlemen, picture this. We had the bunk bed like this against the wall. Over here on this wall was a table with the TV. So we all had to watch TV like this, Charles. Sideways.
Sideways.
We had to watch TV sideways. So, you're leaning on your hand and you're watching TV. We're watching the Dukes of Hazzard. All right? I was always on the fucking top. Ah! Yo, we had to watch the Dukes of Hazzard, Charles. All right? And my brother keeps tossing and turning, Charles. My brother keeps tossing and turning. My brother keeps turning. I'm like, fuck. And it was a special episode. It was like when they thought the Duke boys died and shit. And they made the car run by itself to make it look like ghosts were driving the car. Anyway, that's another story. And right after that, it's the Incredible Hulk. So I want to see the Hulk. This was every Friday night, Channel 2. So my brother's going like this on a bed, and he's making noise and shit, and I'm leaning like this because, we didn't have, like, wall mounts and shit like they got now and everything, and even if we did, I couldn't see nothing from the bottom bunk, you know what I'm saying? So we're watching TV like this. You're already leaning on your side. Your hand is falling asleep and everything. You want to watch it, and then all of a sudden, I got pissed off, Charles. I got pissed off, and I picked my feet up, Charles, and pushed the bed up. So my brother could stop, and I did it real hard, Charles, that my brother bounced off the mattress, fell on the floor, right? But the mattress didn't come back into place. It went in between the bars like this, Charles. So I got my feet up like this, holding the tablas, the box spring, and the mattress. It's in like this. I can't get it up to put it in the bars because, the bar had the little lip. Mm-hmm. My brother knew I was in trouble because he was like, well, I'm going to get him now. He can't run because I'm stuck. I can't run. So that little bitch went and got my mother crying. Mommy, Ralphie hit the freaking mattress. Okay, he hit the mattress and I fell off the bed. Yo, my mother came running, Charles.
Oh, my God.
Running, and she sees that I'm stuck. I got my feet up like this, Charles. I'm like this, trying to hold everything up. And the mattress is like this. So my mother seen it. You know what that bitch did? You know what my mother did, Charles?
She just left you?
No. She went back to the kitchen.
Uh-oh.
With a broom. You know that shit in the Olympics when you use the pogo stick to go over the bars? The high jump? My mother came like this. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna demonstrate. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. This is real. My mother grabbed the broom like this. Okay, Charles? And she's running towards my bedroom. She puts the broom on the floor, ladies and gentlemen. Does the high jump like this, Charles, over the bars. Over the bars like this. Charles goes over the bar. Goes in between the bar with a macho man elbow. And crushes me under the box spring, the tablas, and the mattress, Charles. My mother became the 1981 Olympic gold champion, and she did it with a broom, Charles. She used a broom.
Hey, I found a picture of an old bunk bed. I don't know if that's one of them, but it looks like the one that I had. Where you see that little old bunk bed.
Yo, Charles, she came with a broom like an Olympic star. Puts the broom on the thing. My mother jumps over the bar like this, Charlie, like this, Charles. She went like this, Charles. She didn't even touch the bar.
She didn't reach the bar.
She didn't even touch it, Charles. She went over it like Bruce Jenner. And then came down with a fucking elbow. Cabrón. And then she's yelling cabrón all the way down. You know a Puerto Rican woman calls you, if your mother calls you cabrón, when you get your ass kicked, you did something bad, Charles.
Oh, yeah. She's done.
My mother went and clicked like a ladies and gentlemen, you know what's that? The bar's like this. It's 4 bars that holds up the fucking bunk bed. My mother went to the kitchen, came back with the broom. Like Bruce Jenner coming at me like this. Put the broom on the thing, jumped over the bar, and she cleared it. She went, Charles, you ever seen that movie, Kung Fu Hustle?
Yeah, the comedy.
Remember when the lady was flying in the air, she was going like this, Charles? That was my mother. Came down with a fucking thing. Cabrón. Fucked me up. And she left me there. She made my brother sleep on top of the mattress while I was on top of me. ¿Qué hacer? Oh, you trying to be the Incredible Hulk? You think you're the Dukes of Hazzard? Ahora, cabrón. So I still watch TV, though. You know, because I was lucky enough to keep my face looking this way. And in between the box spring and my bed, I'm watching the Dukes of Hazzard. And my brother laughed through the whole fucking thing, Charles. That was one of the worst times that my mother actually, that's right, you got wrestling honest. She taught me all the moves. Yeah, that motherfucking mother of mine, I swear to God. I got another story for y'all. Let me tell you. I got two more. I want to drink some water because that was exhausted doing that Olympic shit over the thing. I'm not even tired. Hold on a second.
He didn't even do the high jump. He was already tired and shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. I got a confession. You know, I talk about my moms and all the things she did to me, but there's no greater woman in the world than my mother. If it wasn't for all the time she kicked my ass and shit, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today. All right? So I want to give can I get an applause for my mother, Angela Torres, who I love dearly. Mommy, thank you for all the times you hit me with a chair, for all the times you hit me with a belt, did the Olympic jump on my bed, kicked my ass. But here's one thing I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my confession. I am the only man on this planet that can say that I got hit with another human, Charles. Whoop. Not a belt, not a broomstick, not a chancleta. Ladies and gentlemen, I got hit with another human. I got hit with a living being because my mother couldn't find a weapon, Charles. She hit me with my little brother, Charles.
Damn.
One day, yeah, my cousin can say she convinced you. I'm telling you, Cindy, you know I ain't lying. One day, I was maybe about 13, 14 years old. You know, the voice is changing.
Right.
I'm growing hair, my private parts. I'm thinking,
guapo, huh?
I'm thinking I'm a guapo and shit. All this bullshit, you know? So I forgot what is it that my mom's wanted me to do, and I caught an attitude. Because I'm like, I'm big now. I don't have to do, I'm the oldest. I don't have to do this shit. I got my younger brother. Let them do that shit. My mother asked me to do something. I was like, I ain't doing nothing. I got things to do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the worst thing you can do is turn your back to a Puerto Rican mother who's struggling to feed her kids, working, and you try to, because you hit puberty, you think that you can get away with it. I got hit with another human, ladies and gentlemen. Because when my mother said, mira canto cabrón, mírame cuando te estoy hablando. In other words, she said, listen, motherfucker, turn around when I'm talking to you. So I turned around thinking like, what you gonna do? Another big mistake. Do not look in your mother's eyes like you Clint Eastwood and you think you're going to get away with it because the shit ain't going to happen. All you heard was, that's all you heard. And my brother started laughing. My mother, without taking her eyes off of me, ladies and gentlemen, we're one-on-one, Rocky and Mr. T. I was like, go for it. That was the biggest mistake that I did. She said, I went like this to my mother, go for it. The biggest mistake in my life. My mother, without taking her eyes off of me. My brother standing right there next to her laughing. And I'm like, you ain't going to do shit. She picked up my... Charles?
I kill you. That's exactly what she said.
Yeah, play that again.
He said,
silence! I kill you!
Exactly. Charles, she picked my brother up from his ankles without even her flinching. Took my brother by his ankles, Charles, and she did this. Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show you what my mother did. Okay? It still brings pain to my heart thinking about it. My mother looked at me, went like this with her hand, took my brother by his ankles, and did the Roberto Clemente stance. she picked up her right leg. No, she picked up her left leg like she's actually playing baseball. And went like this. And it swung my brother. Like he's a baseball bat. And all I saw was this. Ladies and gentlemen, no bullshit. This is what I saw coming at me. That's all I saw. Fuakata. You know what a fuakata is when people explain something? Not kaboom, not bam, a fuakata.
That's like the slow motion beatdown. You see it coming, you can't do nothing about it.
That was like fuakata.
Yeah.
That's harder than a kaboom, than a pow, a fuakata. I got a fuakata with my brother.
Oh my God.
Knocked me into the other room. Yo, I went through you ever seen the superhero movies they got now? When they punch a superhero, it goes through all the walls.
All the walls.
I went through the kitchen, the bedroom, the living room, my bedroom, and everything. And I had nothing to say about that. And she looked at me like, fuck with me, nigga. Fuck with me. My brother he was in a coma. Because he got limp, Charles. And she's holding him like this. Like now he looks like a belt instead of a bat. Okay? That's how she had him. Okay? But let me tell you this. What they call abuse today. What they call abuse today was discipline when we were growing up, Charles. Okay?
Not the discipline that we know, right? Not
No, not that discipline.
not that discipline.
Okay? But what they call abuse today, it was discipline when we were growing up.
Heck yes.
And you know what? Some of these motherfuckers need to do that.
That's why they like that now.
Okay? I give props to my mother and my father for when I acted up to put me in my place. I'm a big dude. Okay? And to this day, if I get out of line with my mother, which I don't, just making that very clear, I don't. My mother just has to give me a look and do this with her teeth. And I'm a little bitch again. I'm going to say this again. My mother only has to look at me and do this with her teeth. I won't fuck with my mother. It brings back postpartum depression shit. Okay, it's like if I was in Vietnam, I'm still thinking. Every time I hear da-da-da-da-da-da, I fucking cringe because my mother was Roberto Clemente with my brother. Okay, one more last story before we go. We had, if anybody remembers, in the 70s and 80s, they used to sell those little black and white TVs. That the TV was black and white, not the picture. It was the outside, it was white, Charles, and the frame in the middle was black. And it was like a little color TV or a little black TV, you know what I'm saying? The little ones. We used to put it
with the big butt type in the back, the bubble.
Yeah, and then you would put it either on top of the refrigerator to watch TV.
Yeah, that was
while
my
you're
mom's
cooking.
novelas,
to watch Walter Mercado. No, wait. Let me tell you something. Everybody knows that in every Spanish household, no matter if you're dancing, no matter if you're having a party, you're having dinner, you could have Jehovah's Witnesses over at your house. If Walter Mercado came on, you better shut the fuck up.
You cannot. Woo.
My mother had a piece of paper always by the refrigerator with her little lottery pencils that she used to steal from the lottery store. Okay? She had
these 15 pencil, right?
The number 15 pencil, this fucking small. She used to send us to mira, go get me some pencils from the corner store when you buy the chicles. Okay? And we'll grab a whole handful and go to the, because my mother used those little pencils to write down the lucky numbers that Walter Mercado is giving you. And God forbid that you spoke when her sign was on. My mother's an Aquarius. I used to be like, I don't give a shit, whatever. My mother had 4 kids. One was an Aquarius. One was a Capricorn. One is a Leo. One is a Virgo. She wanted to get our fucking lottery numbers because my mother swore to God she was going to hit the lotto. And one day, we heard her sign. And I talked. Okay? Walter was like, Capricornio. Tú vas a ver el sol y la luz. Todo va a venir. You know, Walter used to always do this for a long time.
Exaggeration, yeah.
Todo. And then he'll tell you what else is going to happen, and he'll go back. Tú vas a ver el sol y la luz. Y la luna, Capricornio, te va a decirte a ti que ya es hora para dormir. Okay? And then he gave the numbers. And it got to the point where my mother's sign came up, and I started talking. And soon as, you know how Walter used to tell you all this shit, used to be like, tell you your fortune or whatever, and then turn around and Walter did it slick. Everybody, you know I ain't lying. You know I ain't lying, ladies and gentlemen. Walter did it slick. Walter used to do this. He talked about one sign, right? He'll be like this with his fan. He'll talk about Capricornio, and you think he's just gonna go to commercial. That motherfucker used to come and go, Acuario. La calle va a llover con todo tu amor. Deja de estar pensando de los bochinches. My mother was into that shit like this. Okay? And I said something while she was writing down her lottery numbers. Okay? She got them all. But she was just mad at the fact that I talked during Walter Mercado. And she got mad. And I regret saying this because I love Walter Mercado. I love him to death. As I got older, I realized who he was and what he's done for our people. I got mad and said, he's just a faggot. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you can't do that in the household. When they worship Walter, give me that music again, Charles, because I was like this. Was the worst thing you could ever do. My mother went like this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying. She got everybody's numbers. She folded it, just like I'm doing right now. You hear the paper? Just like that. She put it, my mother used to have like a nightgown with the pockets, right? She had the pocket. She put the pocket down like this. When I tell you that my mother was the real God of thunder, she said, ¿Qué tú dijiste de Walter? And my now English people, what did you say about Walter? And I said, he's a faggot. Charles, hit it again. I said, he's a faggot. My mother took that little TV set that I was talking about. She pulled the extension cord out of the wall, wrapped it around her hand, and swung that shit like this if she was Thor from the Marvel movies, okay? She said, say that again? What did you say about Walter? I said, he's a faggot. Charles, give me the music, man. My mother was doing like this, like Thor. All of a sudden, she swung that fucking TV at me. Extension cord and all. Oh! Oh, it wasn't even a fucata. It was a pa'l carajo me mandó.
Diablo.
Not only did she hit me with the TV, knocked me the fuck out. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you this right now, I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying to you. She held her hand up like this and the TV came back, Charles.
Said, shoot.
My mother was the God of thunder. My mother was the original Thor. She was all the Avengers in one. You thought she was good with a TV with a string like that, swinging like the mighty hammer of Thor. You should have seen when she used to take the pot covers. She thought she was Captain America.
Yeah.
Stop running around the kitchen, I tell you. Leave us alone. My mother took that shit like Captain America, Charles. Or hit all four of us. Pong, 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 and come back. Boom, cover the rice. Cover the rice. I'm telling you. Those of you who are watching know my mother personally. Know my mother don't fuck around. And I tell these stories and people be like, oh my God, he's exaggerating, whatever. These are my memories of my mom's. But the best memories in the world that I have of my mom's is that she did what she did to help us get where we're at today. Shout out to my mother, who I love dearly. It's my number one woman in the world. No matter how many women I'll have in the future or in the past, my mother was my number one woman. Because of her, I am where I am today. Because of her, I did what I had to do in my life to become who I am today, my changes and everything. Especially recently, in the last few months of last year. The times that I was in surgery and everything, your mother will go through snowstorms, bad weather, traffic and everything, to be at that hospital near you to make sure you're good. If you lost your mother, may she rest in peace and live in heaven next to the Almighty himself. But I'm fortunate to still have my mother. I got people on this chat room that are like my mother. Yvette Soto Morales can tell you she was like a mother to me. She can tell you she helped me. She pushed me back on track when I came off the road once in a while. And I love you to death, Yvette. You know this. If you ever need anything from me, if you ever need me to go to Florida and kick somebody's ass, I'll drive the 24 hours, kick ass, and come back another 24 because you know I love you to death like that. Yeah! To my mother, Angela Torres, for all the scars, the bruises, the bloody noses, the broken jaw, dislocated shoulder, broken toe. You know, Mom, you know what I'm talking about, Mom. You know I ain't lying. I thank you for that because I'm alive today to tell these stories. My mother is my biggest inspiration in my comedy. My father was my biggest inspiration in my comedy. Without my mother, I don't think I'll be lost. And I know there's going to be a day where God was going to call her to heaven. I hope it's not soon. I hope it's a long, long, long time from now. But she could know that if my mom's ever goes to heaven, I can tell her, Mommy, I'm okay. You can leave now. I'll see you when my turn comes. Love your parents. Love you. That's the R&R Show. Thank you for watching this week. Next week, who knows what other stories I got to tell. But again, thank you all for logging on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for logging on. God bless you all. And I'll see you next week. Please stay safe. Wear a mask. You know, it's out there. It's real. It's real. All right? God bless. Thank you very much.
The following videos contain material that is not appropriate for young audiences or stuck-up assholes.